This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, no domestic fireworks sales in Dunedin, but the SPCA wants people to keep their animals safe and calm. The Dame Jane Campion film The Power of the Dog premieres in Dunedin tonight with many local extras on the red carpet. And some fisher and pike workers spent a paid day off building new houses for penguins. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Today is officially Guy Fawkes Night, and while there's been no stores selling fireworks in Dunedin this year, police have reported moronic behaviour by a group of young males in the early hours. However, fireworks have been sold at pop-up shops in other southern centres, bringing the annual plea from the SPCA for people to look out for animals.
This evening, Guy Fawkes Night is celebrated around the world, with many people set to let off fireworks at home or in parks. This year there were no stores selling fireworks in Dunedin, with the closest outlets being in Invercargill and Timaru. While that may make tonight less explosive around Otago, the SPCA is asking pet owners and those letting off fireworks to think of the animals.
So it causes severe stress and anxiety. And it can lead to them bolting and running off their property, going missing, injuring themselves and getting involved in road traffic accidents.
The SPCA has been calling for a nationwide ban on domestic sales of fireworks for many years. Otago Centre Manager Ellen Andrews is pleased Dunedin's animals may have a better night than others around the country.
Huge win for the city. That's really great news, and I hope that it spreads around the rest of the country.
Beachlands Speedway is holding Dunedin's major public display on Saturday night, along with a saloon car program. However, the SPCA's message for those who own animals around the Speedway is the same.
My advice would be to keep your pets inside where you can, to ensure that they've got somewhere to hide, and to make sure that all of your contact details are up to date with microchipping and identification tags, so that if they are lost, then they can be reunited with you.
And while pop-up retailer Bad Boy Fireworks didn't have a Dunedin store this year, it was operating in regional spots, including Invercargill and Queenstown, although had sold out before lunchtime. Fire and Emergency New Zealand is asking anyone with fireworks to check weather conditions and not light any fireworks if it's windy or dry. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A man who stabbed and bludgeoned a South Dunedin couple to death before setting fire to their home will be locked up for at least 17.5 years. 50-year-old Weremu Paul Namana appeared in the High Court in Dunedin this afternoon. He was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murders of 49-year-old David Clark and 35-year-old Anastasia Neve. They died in their Wesley Street home in January 2018. Justice Gerald Nation called it the needless murder of two people whose lives ended in horrible circumstances. Namana repeatedly denied the double murder arson before finally pleading guilty in June of this year. But the defendant still had no explanation for why he did it. The judge said the statements from the victims' families showed the intense shock, grief and lingering sorrow caused. The Jane Campion directed movie The Power of the Dog is among the highlights of this year's International Film Festival. The film's already getting strong awards season buzz for performances by Hollywood stars Kirsten Dunst and Benedict Cumberbatch. And tonight's premiere screening in Dunedin will be very special for two talented Dunedin ladies.
Barbara Brinsley and Terry McTavish taking a stroll down memory lane in one of the locations for the Jane Campion film, The Power of the Dog.
It had been really exciting because Rebecca Rowe, who was my old student, said, "Come and be an extra in a film. It has Jane Campion directing and Benedict Cumberbatch." I'm like, yes, absolutely, I am there.
The film has its Dunedin premiere tonight as part of the International Film Festival, with many of the 200 extras set to be dotted about the audience. Barbara Brinsley says being part of the big shoot was one of the more extraordinary days of her extraordinary life.
And it was a great pleasure to be part of a film set with that wonderful Dame Jane Campion and to see her operate the film crew.
In between takes, she spent much of her time reading the book the movie is based on. And when filming was over, she was delighted to have her book cover signed by Jane Campion herself. The two ladies say they enjoyed working with the Kiwi director and starring cast members. Terry McTavish is a former head of drama at Queen's High School and was rapt to be part of the Hollywood action.
We were very unimportant, Barbara and I. What we were doing was really just providing local colour on the railway station side. As one of the principals arrives by train, we were just people getting off the train.
It was Barbara Brinsley's first time on a movie set, and she marvelled at Campion's wonderful direction. She's looking forward to being at the premiere.
Yes, very much so. Yes, I'll be there, all right, with friends and enjoying the moment very much and seizing the moment. And my second name is not Joan, but Carpe Diem, seize the moment.
The pair were among 290 extras across New Zealand who worked on the award-winning film. The New Zealand Film Commission says the film brought many benefits to Otago, including $2.4 million to the region's accommodation sector alone. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Electrons collided with the Earth's atmosphere last night to give viewers a spectacular visual display. Clear skies allowed amateur and professional photographers alike the chance to capture the Aurora Australis, which was visible to the naked eye. Dunedin City Councillor Sophie Barker managed to snap these shots just from her phone from around Dunedin. The magnificent array of colours are caused by atoms glowing in the atmosphere at different altitudes. 150 Fisher and Paykel's Dunedin staff have spent a day volunteering in the community. A large group spent their time at the Otago Woodturners rooms in South Dunedin, making solid buildings for some of the city's feathered friends.
Making houses for penguins just in time for a new arrival.
We had our first chick hatch. It's essentially 0 days old, very, very fresh out of the shell. So in about 5 or so days we're going to do an initial health check and see if he's all good and ready to go.
These Fisher and Paykel Dunedin staffers were paid by their company to take the day off and do volunteer work in the community. And after a day working at Otago Woodturners, the team were pleased to meet the target of penguin houses.
We promised to make 50 boxes. We weren't sure exactly how many we were going to get through. We'd never done something like this before, so to get to the end of the day and to finish them pretty much right on time, just as everyone was arriving to see the end of it, is just such a great feeling.
Mitre 10 contributed transport and materials for the 50 or so penguin houses built by the team. Donations worth a few $1,000s for a good cause.
When they're as good as this one, we find it very difficult to say no, especially so if it's got something to do with conservation and sustainability. That's something we feel strongly about, so that's what really ticked the boxes for us.
Jason Van Zanten says the penguins are quite secretive and don't like seeing their neighbours. The A-frame design is the most favoured design by the shy birds.
So we've trialled lots of different things. We've trialled drums, we've trialled boxes, and these A-frames by far are the better source.
The boxes will be delivered to Penguin Place over the next month to replace older bird houses, some of which are about 20 years old. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. Another popular Dunedin event succumbs to COVID-19 restrictions, and a 100-year-old stock bank near Invercargill is about to get some long overdue repairs.
Risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
season, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
I think the best thing about it is we're all there to ride safely and deliver that message to, some of the kids that are out there, hopefully showcase that riders and drivers can integrate together. So yeah, it's just being part of sharing that message really of riding safely when you're out on the road.
Hey guys, don't fork over your cash till you've seen my mate John's cracker deals. He's slashed 20 to 75% off everything store-wide.
And my mate John.
Welcome back. Home bakers beware, Chelsea Sugar has issued a recall of raw sugar products because of possible lead concerns. An expert science assessment by New Zealand Food Safety found the immediate food safety risk from this raw sugar is low, but supports a recall. Chelsea Sugar detected the lead contamination as part of routine testing of product imported from Australia. The recall from shelves includes Chelsea branded raw and soft brown sugar, along with similar products sold under the Pam's and Woolworths brands. Refined white sugar is not affected by the recall. Otago Polytech has postponed its end-of-year graduation due to uncertainty around COVID-19 restrictions. The Polytech has decided to delay its December ceremony until mid-March next year. The decision came after considering alternative venues, as well as restrictions around crowd numbers and physical distancing requirements. The Polytech also recognised the challenge some students and family may have in areas potentially still in lockdown. The University of Otago is still awaiting guidance on whether it will also have to change upcoming student graduations. While the Dunedin City Council debates a possible rainbow crossing in the central city, Dunedin Airport has painted their own in the name of inclusiveness. Management says the rainbow crossing is about showing support to the Pride community and could be a precursor to something bigger.
All the colours of the LGBTQ+ rainbow. Travellers to and from the Dunedin Airport will be greeted with this multicoloured rainbow crossing. The aim is to show support for the Pride community, and airport staff are thrilled with how it's turned out.
Obviously we want to make sure that we get it right. We've got to find the right time to do it. It's very time sensitive that you need to have the right conditions to get it all done in one night, but we're really proud of the end result and really stoked with how it's come out.
The airport worked alongside Wolf Bar owner Dudley Benson, who's been campaigning for a rainbow crossing to be painted in Lower Moray Place. And airport operations manager Jesse Gibbs says the crossing's an important symbol to show Dunedin is an inclusive city.
There's a significant but marginalised community out there and for them, I believe this gesture will be very important. And for that reason alone, this is very important to us.
The Dunedin City Council has approved a rainbow crossing to be installed as part of the city centre redesign, but is still to decide where it'll be built. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Repairs to a 100-year-old stop bank near Invercargill are about to begin. The site was blessed by members of tangata whenua before work commenced on the $15 million project.
The beginning of work on a stop bank near Invercargill gets a blessing. Members of the local Waihopai and Aurora tribes, as well as the Invercargill City Council and construction staff, blessed the start of repairs to a stop bank between the New River Estuary and Invercargill Airport.
The stop bank's only made of sand. It needs to be resilient. It's been topped over before. We need to make sure that it'll stay strong, protect the stop bank, Stead Street, protect the airport for a long time to come.
Council engineer Jeremy Rees says the stop bank was constructed for a raised tramway in the 1920s, and it will be getting its first upgrade in a century of trying to keep floodwaters away from Invercargill Airport.
No one's really done anything, and again it's made of sand. It wasn't designed to be a stop bank really. So now we're 100 years later, it needs to be upgraded.
The blessing was coordinated by Council Mana Whenua representative Evelyn Cook, who says the links between local tribes and the council are on the improve.
I think it's part of the deepening of the relationship between iwi and council. Once upon a time we may not have been as involved as we have been in these particular projects. I think it's healthy. It's a sign of us maturing as a community.
Once the work's completed, the stop bank should not need further attention for another 70 or 80 years. In Invercargill, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. Cantabrian Michael Vink looks set to claim the Tour of Southland trophy again. And we take a look at the weather as we head into the weekend.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Just plan your route a little bit, choose nice and quiet roads. In the winter it's always nice to ride north and south, that way you get the driest route and less likely to hit black ice.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
Hey guys, don't fork over your cash till you've seen my mate John's cracker deals. John has blown the roof off prices. For one final weekend, he slashed 20 to 75% off everything store-wide. Great range, fantastic service, and always a better deal. Now that really is a cracker. Only at John's Furniture Warehouse in Stafford Street and online at mymatejohn.co.nz.
Get that furniture from Stafford Street and my mate John.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome back. Cantabrian Michael Vink has half a hand on the Tour of Southland trophy again, with 1 day to go. The 29-year-old defending champion holds a lead of almost 2 minutes after the 6th stage from Invercargill to Gore.
The Tour of Southland is known as the country's toughest road cycling race, attracting riders from all over the country and usually also from overseas. 84 riders started the race last Sunday, with 11 names dropping by the roadside over the week. Campbell Pithy dug deep to win Thursday's gruelling climb up Bluff Hill, but even he admits the legs are struggling.
Yeah, just doing what you can. Everyone's hurting at this point. We're pretty deep into the tour now, so it's all level playing field.
Tour leader Michael Vink knows the course well and has been pleasantly surprised by unusually fine conditions on this year's tour.
Yeah, I know. I thought we might have come to the wrong place. The marshal must have sent us the wrong way. I thought there's no way this could be Bluff. But then I saw the hill and I thought, oh, it's definitely Bluff, so you don't forget that hill in a hurry.
And he was wary coming into Friday's stage from Invercargill to Gore. The experienced rider knows this is where the lead has often changed in the past.
Yeah, it's because it's so late in the race, it's the sort of the last chance for a Hail Mary, I guess, for a lot of people. So, generally people tend to really race that and they go all in for that stage and anything can happen.
Vink holds a lead of 1 minute 52 over his nearest rival, with 2 legs remaining on Saturday in the prestigious road cycling race. In Southland, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. There were no domestic fireworks sales in Dunedin, but the SPCA is asking people to keep their animals safe and calm. The Dame Jane Campion film The Power of the Dog premieres in Dunedin tonight, with many local extras on the red carpet. And a group of fisher and pickerel workers had a paid day off, many choosing to volunteer building houses for penguins. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's southern view, railway station flora in the need of a good watering on a hot Dunedin day. Looking at the situation, a fine weekend ahead with plenty of sunshine inland and sunny periods about the coast. Temperatures becoming warmer. Starting at the northwest of the South Island, sun, the occasional cloud with light winds here for Westport, while Greymouth has clear blue skies with a high of 19 degrees. Over to the northeast, it's a sunny day with partial cloud cover for both centres here. Blenheim has moderate winds with 17 degrees, while Nelson reaches 20 degrees. Moving to Canterbury, it's a wet start to the weekend for Kaikoura as there's showers and a high of 13 degrees. Christchurch and Ashburton escape the rain but can expect cloud cover and moderate winds. Christchurch reaches 15 degrees, Ashburton 17. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, the Catlins can expect light easterlies with clear skies and a high of 17 degrees. Further inland, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore are all in for light winds with clear skies and a high of 18 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes. Queenstown and Alexandra can all expect light northerlies with clear skies and a high of 21 degrees. It's the same in Wanaka with a slightly lower high of 20. The fine weather continues for Te Anau with light winds and 17 degrees. Looking at the northern towns along the coast, Timaru sees light easterlies with clear skies and a high of 17 degrees. The fine weather continues for Oamaru with moderate northeasterlies and 16. Moving inland, expect clear blue skies and light winds for both Twizel and Demarama with a high of 21 degrees. Moving to Dunedin, some cloud with an overnight low of 8 degrees. Fine weather again tomorrow with some cloud at times but mainly sunny. A high of 15 and a low of 7. Sunday will be warmer with some fresh breezy northeasterlies, great for getting the washing done, a high of 19 and a low of 8. And in Invercargill, fine tonight with an overnight low of 3. Fine tomorrow and Sunday with mostly sunny skies and scattered high cloud. Temperatures will be mild in the afternoon but cool down at night, especially on Sunday. Saturday sees a high of 17 and a low of 14, and Sunday a high of 18 and a low of 5. And that's all our news for this Friday and indeed the week. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. Remember to like and subscribe to Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube so you can be notified of southern news as it happens. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.